by the next day, it was up to like 3 million, 4 million. And YouTube, it was on the home screen. And I thought it was a glitch. I was like, this thing doesn't seem to be moving from this home screen.
You kind of got on everyone's radar, didn't you, from a press junket, from this now famous interview you did with Mila Kunis that's got 15 million views on YouTube. I think it had 10 million in the first month or something crazy like that. We can't have you on here today and not talk about it. How did that come about? Because I think it's fair to say you seem visibly nervous in the video.
Yeah.
So you was that the first one you'd ever done?
Yeah, that was the first one I'd done. So I've been sent off to go do this Mila Kunis thing. No preparation whatsoever. And I scribbled a few things on bits of paper. And then when you're in this junket environment, it's incredibly intimidating, as Jack has explained to you guys listening so many times. Like, it's incredibly intimidating. You sit down in front of Mila Kunis, and I can't see this paper. I'm trying to work out when do you look at the paper?
yeah. You think you're going to be rude if you look in or unprofessional?
Yeah, it's because there's a camera pointing you and a camera pointing them. No one teaches you this shit at school. And so I'm looking at this thing going like, trying my eyes to go like down, like, because you assume you can't have a camera pointing you that every time it cuts to you, you're just staring at a piece of paper. Like, that's not how it looks on TV.
Yeah.
And we did it, and we did this chat, and I came out of it. And do you know the first thing I did was I called Scott, and I said, "Mate, I'm so sorry, we're not going to be able to use it. I'm so sorry, I've messed this up." And he was like, "Oh, look, don't stress about it. Like, we'll have a listen to it." And they listened to it, and then I always remember my boss coming in the next day going like, "It's really good." Like, and then when I saw it, they showed me it. It didn't look the same as I remembered it, because they cut it together with like your reaction, her reaction, and there was bits I remembered from like there was this amazing moment where they want you to talk about the film. I hadn't talked about the film at all, and she was having quite a good time. So I was like, just talking to her about stuff we would talk about, Nando's, Watford, like
meat thermometers,
meat thermometers. And what was mad was she was into it, and then this PR person came over and was like, "I really think you should get onto the film." And she turns around and is like, "No, I'm enjoying this."
Yeah.
It was almost like the PR person was not expecting Mila to have a bit of a go back. And then Mila Kunis turns around to me and goes, "Let me just tell you about the film," and reels off this like minute-long speech about every question that would have been asked, and just answers it perfectly, almost as a kind of like, and then it's mad. She just looks at me and like sort of smiles, and then I'm just like, this could not be going any better. So then I just carry on with I'm in now, like, just carry on my questions. And it was such a mad experience, because it then went out on the radio, and the YouTube video went out, and I just started seeing my girlfriend at the time, and like we were in bed. And so it's like the classic story of my phone started going off. And they were like, "Have you seen it? It was Reddit." Like, and I didn't really know much about Reddit.
Right.
So I was like, what's the crack here? Like, what do you mean it's like cool, it's on Reddit? And these people are messaging me going like, it's kind of kicking off. And then overnight, this video had something like 100,000 views. So I've woken up the next morning going, this is weird. Like, this doesn't feel. And then by the next day, it was up to like 3 million, 4 million. And YouTube, it was on the home screen. And I thought it was a glitch. I was like, this thing doesn't seem to be moving from this home screen. And every time I refreshed it, it was going up like another like 20,000, like every time I did it.
Wow.
And what it was you were getting these hits where it was going massive in America. And weirdly, I think it went bigger over there. And the craziest thing about all that was like, people would then come over to the radio show to be interviewed, and they're asking me about the Mila Kunis thing. Like, there's this mad video of Chloe Grace Moretz clocking on the guy from the Mila Kunis one, and it's just those kind of experiences. It was only a week, right? It went big for a week. It's like, it really was a classic case of it went big.
Yeah.
It went big for a week. And then I was on Good Morning America and doing all these things. And I'm new at Radio 1. And I'm thinking like, shit, do we do this every week now? And I think you're right in what you said. That was really the thing that kind of shone a bit of a light in what I did and mine and Scott's friendship and my position on that show. And I think since then, it's basically given an amazing platform. And I've learned, you can't help but learn over the years how to do things. And I think it's been... that was kind of the start of it,
yeah,
I think.
It's fucking brilliant. Even before I knew who you were, I was aware of that video. So yeah, it was quality.
We spoke about it for a second there, but you mentioned the pub and Watford and Nando's and a friend's wedding to Mila, which you were very kind to invite her to these things. Did she ever take you up on any of those offers?
No, she didn't. She didn't. Is the offer still there?
This is your chance. She
I'm
actually
married
listens.
now. She's married. It's like,
You can go as friends.
yeah, totally. I just think she was so sound in that moment because you know what we were saying. She could have been difficult, couldn't she?
Yeah.
She was just wicked, and I have to thank her so much. Like I would love her to hear one of these chats or something because that moment it really taught me that you genuinely can be who you are on Radio 1 because I had a bit of imposter. A lot of people experience that, and there are no rules to how you go about this. But I was looking at these massive presenters, the ones that I watch on TV and listen to on radio. I'm thinking like I'm in the same team as these guys, but you then try and you can't help it. You sort of start pretending to be them. And I think what that Mila Kunis chat did was just an amazing checkpoint. I think I'll look back on it and just go, it was like she sort of validated me just being a normal bloke on Radio 1.
Yeah. And like you say, she could have, for any little reason, could have been a knob or whatever, but she was just fucking brilliant, wasn't she? She was so great.
I think I owe her so much, because without her realising, she really did make this amazing platform for me personally. I mean, she's wicked, but yeah, I really have got to say, just, thank you so much. And it's the butterfly effect, isn't it? Because you look at it now and... I'm married, I've got kids, so it's like I've had the amazing 10 years on doing this job. I mean, it's like, is it 10 years since that interview? Like maybe
it's coming up to 10.
That is crazy.
Next March, I think, will be 10.
That is crazy, and I can't say she gets the credit for everything. But do you know what? Like, it really was an amazing start to what has been just like the best time of my life.
Unreal. Have you spoke to her since then or not?
No, and I hear other people that go out and interview her, and there was a guy who came back and was like, she was asking about you, and that's amazing to hear as well.
Yeah.
But no, if she ever wants to come to a Watford game, we're back in the Championship.
Cheaper tickets, isn't it?
I'm sure we can sort it.
Final question: does Mila Kunis still support Watford? Did you convince her?
That's it. I mean, that would be great to get an answer on.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't support Watford, it'd be great that she would consider it being her English team.
Yeah.
I think that would be...
You wanted to give her a shirt, didn't you? Well, she asked for one, but
right.
It was yellow.
So how underprepared that you could be with Mila Kunis, and I just thought, I haven't got a shirt. Like, she's saying, she was like, yeah, I'll wear that shirt. So then I went and interviewed Jennifer Aniston, bought the shirt. And the most wonderful thing was, I interviewed her, I gave her the shirt, printed with her name on the back and everything.
What number?
I can't remember. It wasn't the obvious. And then what was lovely is we'd finished the interview and I was sort of hovering around the hotel where we'd done the junket, and I saw her leaving with it over her shoulder.
Oh,
so you never
love it.
You never know. You never know.
We had Johnny Knoxwell on here.
Yeah,
who I saw
it.
And I tried to convince him to become a West Ham fan.
Yeah.
And he wrote Green Street on his leg in a biro because he wants to go home and watch it.
It's wicked,
and then we heard him. I don't know if it was.
He was on TalkSport.
I was at TalkSport,
yeah.
And somebody asked him what English team he supported. And he was like, "Some guy told me to support West Ham, but I'm an Arsenal fan because my friend's Matt Lucas." So I was like, "You scumbag."
I took him to a place near Radio 1.
Okay.
A couple of drinks.
Yeah.
Right? And it was a really interesting one because my first question was, is this a character? What's the crack here?
Is it a character?